start our beginners 2 class, and we work today primarily on turns, distinguishing the difference between turns to the left, turns to the right, and we apply them to the crossbody lead with underarm turn left and underarm turn to the right. So first we start with turns. So the idea is one of the approaches that we're going to have is that we're going to initiate our turn with the upper body, twist of the upper body, right? So as I twist my body to the right, comes a point where I really can't twist anymore, right? So at that point, I'm going to have my hips catch up to my upper body, right? So if I want to turn, I twist my body. As I hit that point of no return, I let my hips catch up, right? So that has to be layered on top of proper alignment of the feet. So you become familiar with your feet, right? We can roll the weight back to the heels. We can take it all the way to the toes. And what we're trying to find is our body and stack it over the ball of the foot, specifically kind of right between the joint of the big toe and the second toe, right? So I want to make sure that I can get over that part of the foot. The other thing I want to pay attention to is that I don't want to have my knees locked out, because when I do, I have to incline to get myself weighted towards the balls of the feet. So if I bend my knees and my ankles, that allows me to take my entire body more or less in one vertical piece towards the ball of the feet. And you can play with that in different ranges. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a couple of exercises. We're going to stand on the left foot. We're going to walk forward onto the right foot. We're going to find quickly that spot on the ball of the foot. From here, I'm going to twist my upper body to the right, and then I'm going to release my hips and turn a quarter to face the window. Now, when you're comfortable doing that, you're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to twist, and we're going to do a half turn to face back of the window. When you're comfortable doing that, we're going to take that same step, and you're going to twist, and you're going to do 3/4 of a turn to face, in our case, the windows here. And when you're finally comfortable enough, you're going to go ahead and try to go all the way around. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing to the left, right? So we have the same principle. Step forward, I get myself weighted to the ball of the foot, I twist my upper body, and my hips catch up. I've turned a quarter. And then I do the same thing again, turning a half, and finally, turning all the way around. Okay? You can start to play with the idea of spotting as well, so rather than simply trying to turn all the way around and keep my head direct, I can basically try to keep looking forward as I do my turns, like a spot here. So if I'm trying to face my partner, I can keep my eyes on my partner while I do my turn. Play with that, see how much it throws you off. Just make sure that as you start to turn more, don't try to muscle the turn by sending your opposite side around, because that's when, if you start doing that, what happens again, you collapse your axis of turn. Not to say it's impossible to turn like this, you turn a lot of ways, but it's not going to be a very clean turn. So make sure that as one side goes forward, the other side goes back. And the cleaner you are about that, the better your shows will be. So make sure that you don't try to overdo it. So, turns to left, turns to right. Other differences are, in salsa, when we're doing traveling turns, right? So in a crossbody lead with underarm turn to left, for the ladies, what happens is, we take our step forward onto the left foot. And I'm going to do half turn per foot. So I'm going to turn half. Now here's the interesting part. I'm going to step back up to my right foot. Again, I'm going to find the weight into the ball of the foot. I'm going to have the same kind of technique. I'm going to turn the upper body. My hips will catch up. And then I will do the final half. Going forward, turn the upper body, half turn. So again, start with just doing it one at a time. When you've got that, go ahead and try to do 2 steps. 1, 2. When you finally have that, go ahead and try to add that third step. 1, 2, 3 to finish facing forward, right? So when you're doing your left turns, again, the feet are held 1 forward and 1 back. Now, for the most part. Now, on the right turn, what's going to happen, girls, is that we are going to set up right foot forward as usual. As we do the first part of the turn, we're only going to turn a quarter, and we're going to sit sideways rather than forward. And I'm going to do half a turn over my left foot, and then I'm going to do 3/4 over my right foot. So it's going to increase. I've got a quarter, then half, then 3/4. So again, I have step, quarter, half, 3/4 to face my partner. All right? And again, same progression. Try the quarter, then the half, and so on, and string them together until you do the whole amount. The other thing to pay attention to is that your legs don't go flying too wide open. They can widen up a little bit, so get you more distance, but make sure that at the very end, so if I do it this way, my feet stay fairly narrow. If I widen them too much, I'm going to fall over. Yeah, so I want to make sure that on that last step, I keep my feet facing me together so I can stop facing my partner. So then, things to remember for the guys then, is that on the underarm turn to left, Her setup, because then she's going forward and back on her steps. Her setup and her turn happens more or less simultaneously. So she has 1, 2, 3. She's going to step and start turning right away. So she has 5, 6, 7. On the underarm turn right in the crossbody, she sets up on 3 and hangs out and doesn't start her turn until 5. So she has 1, 2, 3. She sets up. Then she starts turning on 5. 5, 6, 7. So if you understand this, then you've got to know that when you do a crossbody with underarm turn to left, which is the one where she comes towards you, you have to set up 1, 2, 3. Leave her there. Then as you start turning her, you're going to pull her through 5 and immediately start looping the hand up and over her head, right? Because she's stepping forward and turning. So you have 1, 2, stop her. Then, first thing, get her moving. You got to get her to take that step. 5, then start curling the hand over her head. 6, 7. All right, so you're going to loop 1 time over her head. If you're doing the crossbody with the underarm turn to right, it's a little different. 1, 2, 3. Remember, she's going to take that step first. So rather than leaving her here, I actually guide her to take a step forward. So again, I have 1, 2, 3. From here, what I'm going to do is as I do my same old footwork, I'm going to loop the hand up and over her head away from me. 5, I take my hand flat down. I'm going to loop it over her head twice. 6, 7, and I bring the hand all the way down to pick up this kind of hold, or I bring it all the way down to my waist to have that normal open facing position. All right? So then, the 2 pieces look like this. First, we do the underarm turn to left. So we have 1, 2, 3. I stop her. Now, notice I'm going to have her step through. 5, 6, 7. Right? So it's all one action. I'm going to do it to the right. I have 1, 2, 3. I set her up here. So she's already taken that step. Yeah? Now I'm going to go ahead and turn her to the right. 5, 6, 7. Okay? And those are your 2 turns. And you can go ahead and practice those. That's your homework. We'll pick up next week. We're going to do the same thing with the right side pass, and then we'll do some slightly more interesting, less technical things.